We're live on YouTube.
We're live. Good evening, everybody. It is the 5th of November, 2024 at 6 p.m. and we'll call this session of West Hants Regional Municipality Council meeting to order. Special council meeting, I should say, swearing in ceremony. With that, we're going to begin the evening with attendance. Clerk Snare.
Mayor Zabian,
Present.
Councillor Yonage,
Here.
Councillor Scott McLean,
Here.
Councillor Mark McLean is not present, Chair.
Okay.
Councillor Hart is not present, Chair. Councillor Francis here. Councillor Bob Morton.
Present.
Councillor Sherman is not present, Chair. Deputy Mayor Paul Morton.
Present.
Councillor Smith.
Present.
Councillor Murley is not present, Chair. Councillor Ivy.
Present. Thank you very much. West Hants Regional Municipality is in Mi'kma'ki, the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. These lands are governed by the treaties of peace and friendship signed in 1726. We're all treaty people and have responsibilities to each other and this land. West Hants Regional Municipality also recognizes that we are recognizes African Nova Scotians are distinct people whose histories, legacies, and contributions have enriched that part of Mi'kma'ki known as Nova Scotia for over 400 years. Welcome this evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to have you all back, and the room is quite full. So in case of a fire alarm or an emergency that goes off, we have two exits at either side of the room here, folks. We'll ask you to make your ways in an orderly fashion. In either one, you're going to go out to the muster station to my left, to your right, and just be safe and help each other out. Before we do commence, folks, I have one more announcement, or it's more like a presentation, and we have a group of young individuals and their leaders who are proud to be here tonight with us, and I'd like to recognize them for the work that they have been doing within our communities, and it's quite important. So I'm just going to go up to that mic because it'll be a lot easier for myself. Sorry, I'm getting my back, but it's the only way we're going to be able to do it tonight. All right. So council, everybody at home, and we do get quite a few people watching this, you guys. So you enjoy tonight, eh? We have with us tonight the First Sweets Corners Cubs and Scouts group. They would have been known as formerly the Third Falmouth Scouts Cubs. They've all earned their community badges recently, and they volunteer regularly throughout our community. Most notably, some of you will have recognized them through the Eller's House breakfast, which they do multiple things at those breakfasts. They wait on residents. They help clean up. They do everything. They're everywhere at one of those. They're very actively engaged in our community during many fundraising events. But to date, I guess their biggest success and their biggest endeavor that they've achieved is creating the Little Free Library in the Eller's House community. And it was officially opened back on the 24th of June, and it's quite popular, that I hear. And they put a lot of hard work, a lot of effort into it, and it's greatly appreciated within the community. So if anybody is wishing to donate to that little library, you can reach out to the group. If you're not sure how to reach out to the group, reach out to me and I'll put you in touch with them. Catherine Murphy, who is here tonight with us as well, she's the steward or the official lead on that, and you can reach out to her. But in attendance tonight, we have most of the group here, and I just want to present each one. We'll have them come up one by one, and we'll present them with a little goodie bag and a certificate of appreciation from West Hants Regional Municipality here. So our first one tonight is Juliet Murphy. So Juliet, we have a bag here and a certificate. I just recognize it's can we just we're gonna get you over here with Morgan. There you go. Thanks for everything you've done. Thank you. There you go. Enjoy it. Our next stop would be Patrick Murphy. and Abigail Frizzell. And we have Alexander Singleton. All right. And Denzel Uriel. And Diwani Uriel. And Ali Reed. And council and all of you at home, groups like this and projects like these always need a central focal point and a central leader that helps guide and mentor our future young leaders. And their lead on this project, as mentioned earlier, is Catherine Murphy, and she's been very important for this project. And this was she didn't know that we were going to do this tonight either, but we'd like to recognize you as well tonight, Catherine. So if you want to come up as well, and we have something for you here as well. And there's multiple others. The group is small, mighty, and again, I'll reiterate that they're always looking for others to join. And if anybody is interested, they do so many great things in the community, and they're fun to hang out with. So they're cooking chili last week when I dropped in, and it smelled pretty good. So anybody who's interested, reach out to me, and I'll put you in touch with them. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Keep up the good work, and you definitely inspire us to do good and to do better. So keep it up. All right. All right. I'll take it back to the council table. Any further announcements from council this evening? Councillor Scott McLean.
Oh,
Oh, no.
sorry. I just,
All right.
no, it's
All
good.
right. With that, we'll look for approval of the agenda. Moved by Deputy Mayor,
Second.
seconded by Councillor Francis. We'll do a show of hands. All those in favor signify by hands up. Opposed, motion's passed. Thank you very much. Any declarations of conflict of interest this evening? Seeing nothing. All right, new business swearing in for mayor and council. We'll put that one off to you, Clerk Snare. Right.
Welcome, Mayor Zabin. I'm going to get you to do your oath for swear in, please.
Absolutely. I, Abraham Zabian, swear that I'll be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law, and that I am duly qualified as required by law for the office of Mayor of the Regional Municipality of West Hants, and that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially execute the duties of the office to which I've been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of any partiality or other undue execution of the duties of my office. Sworn this day at Windsor, Nova Scotia, in the County of West Hants Regional Municipality, 5th of November, 2024. And that's you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. All right. Yep, I'll continue. Absolutely. I'll start to my right or our left now, Paul Morton. You can read it off, Paul.
I, Paul Martin, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law. The name of the reference to the sovereign to be changed as, I could forget that, and that I am duly qualified as required by law for the office of Councillor of the Regional Municipality of West Hants. And that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially execute the duties of the office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability. And I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of any partiality or other undue execution of the duties of my office. Sworn at Windsor in the County of the West Hants Regional Municipality, this 5th day of November, 2024.
Congratulations, Paul.
Thank you.
John Smith. Mike.
Very good. I, John A. Smith, swear that I will faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law, and that I am duly qualified as required by law for the office of Councillor of the Regional Municipality of West Hants, and that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially execute the duties of the office for which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of any partiality or other undue execution of the duties of my office. Sworn at Windsor, in the County of Hants, 5th day of November, 2024.
Congratulations, John. Jim Ivy. Mike, Jim.
Thank you. I, Clarence James Ivy, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to law, and that I am duly qualified as required by the law for the office of Councillor of the West Hants Regional Municipality, and that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially execute the duties of the office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of any partiality or other undue execution of the duties of my office. Sworn at Windsor in the County of Hants, this the 5th day of November, 2024, before me.
Congratulations, Jim. Robert Yanish. Mike.
I, Rupert Yanush, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty's King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law, and that I am duly qualified as required by law for the office of Councillor of the West Hants Regional Municipality, and that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially execute the duties of the office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of any partiality or other undue execution of the duties of my office. Sworn at Windsor in the county of West Hants, this 5th day of November, 2024.
You can see Rupert and Scott, who's coming up at the bend a little bit further. Scott McLean.
I, Scott Walter McLean, swear that I will be faithfully and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to the law, and that I am duly qualified as required by law for the office of Councillor of the Region of West Hants, and that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially execute the duties of the office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of any partiality or other undue execution of the duties of my office. Sworn, Windsor, in the county of West Hants, on the 5th day of November, 2024. Before. Congratulations.
Bob Moran.
I, Bobby Lee Morton, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law, and that I am duly qualified as required by law for the office of Councillor of the Regional Municipality of West Hants, and that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially execute the duties of the office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of any partiality or other undue execution of the duties of my office. Sworn, Windsor, in the county of West Hants, this 5th day of November, 2024.
Debbie Francis.
I, Debbie Francis, swear that I will be faithful and bear the allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law, and that I am truly qualified as required by law for the office of Councillor of the Regional Municipality of West Hants, and that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially execute the duties of the office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of any partiality or other undue execution of the duties of my office. Sworn at Windsor in the county of West Hants, this 5th day of November, 2024.
Mr. Paul Whedon.
I, Paul Wheaton, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to law, and that I am duly qualified as required by law for the office of Councillor of the County of Hants, and that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially execute the duties of the office to which I've been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of any partiality or other undue execution of the duties of my office. Sworn at Windsor in the county of Hants, this 5th day of November,
24.
2024.
Crystal Remy.
I, Crystal Remy, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs, successors, according to law. Do I have to read that? Okay. And that I am duly qualified as required by law for the office of Counselor of the Municipality West Hants Regional Municipality of Hants County. Mine's not filled in. I'm just gonna let everybody know that. And that I truly, faithfully, and impartially execute the duties of office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability. And that I have not received and will not receive any payments or rewards promised thereof for exercise of any partially or other undue execution of the duties of my office. Sworn at Windsor in the county of Hants, this 4th day of November, 2024.
5th day, sorry.
5th day. Oh, wow. We are off to a good start.
Kayla Leary Pinch. You're there somewhere.
Switch places. I, Kayla Leary Pinch, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law, and that I am duly qualified as required by law for the office of Counselor of the Regional Municipality of West Hants, and that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially execute the duties of the office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of any partiality or other undue execution of the duties of my office. Sworn at Windsor in the county of Hants, this 5th day of November, 2024, before me.
And Bonnie Smith.
I, Bonnie Smith, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law, and that I am duly qualified as required by law for the office of Counselor of the Regional Municipality of West Hants, and that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially execute the duties of the office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of any partiality or other undue execution of the duties of my office. Sworn at Windsor in the county of West Hants, this 5th day of November, 2024.
Thanks very much, everybody. How does that feel, you new ones? You know, folks, this is the second group of counselors for the new region, and as you can see, it's very diverse, all walks of life, all professions that are different from one another. We have 4 incredibly strong, intelligent women on our council which is amazing, eh? We're very excited to have you. We have some returning, some new. We have some intelligent gentlemen with us as well, and it's shaping up to be a pretty exciting term here. So I'm thankful for you all, and let's get to work. All right. Next item of business is deputy mayor nominations and appointments. So we're going to have 3 rounds of calls for nominations, counselors. If anybody's interested, you can nominate yourself. You can nominate somebody else. I will ask the nominators if they wish to accept or not. So we'll begin. So I'm going to open it up for first call for nominations for deputy mayor. Councillor Morton.
District 8 Councillor Paul Morton.
John Smith.
I'd like to nominate Bob Morton.
Councillor Bonnie Smith.
Get confusing. I'd like to nominate Debbie Francis. Councillor Debbie Francis.
All right. Second call for nominations. Third call for nominations. All right, we have 3 nominations. Paul, do you accept the nomination?
Thanks for the nomination. It's been great. I've done it for 8 years. I think it's time for a change. So at this time, I will respectfully decline.
Okay. Councillor Bob Morton, do you accept the nomination?
I do, yes.
Councillor Francis, you accept the nomination?
I do.
All right. With 2 votes, we're gonna have a secret ballot vote. You're got them there?
So each of you have little green pieces of paper. So myself and the clerk, and we might as well add another staff person, Vanessa Lake, to it, will be the scrutineers. So please put only the name that you are essentially voting for on your green piece of paper. So we'll come around and collect them.
Or yellow.
We'll be the scrutineers and look at the votes outside of the room and bring the ballot or the successful person back to the mayor. We will then move to shred the votes after we've concluded. We have time.
We have time?
Yep. So.
So with the time,
We have a tie, folks. So, exactly. So I would suggest that we do take another round.
Yeah.
And if we have a tie again, then we'll pause and reflect how we deal with ties when it comes to the votes for the deputy mayor. So let's do one more round if we would, and then we'll see where we land and we'll go from there. So if it's a sign, your worship, of people's resolve in their thought process, we have a tie again.
There you go.
So I think maybe in the spirit of moving along here, it's something maybe that we can reflect upon a little bit as we move forward. You're going to have a committee of the whole and a council meeting forthcoming. So let's just reflect on that. Sometimes people change their minds and so forth, but I don't know that there's any value in doing a third round. But admittedly, having a tie is not necessarily unusual, but it's a consequence of an even number. We have 12 people. So that would be my thoughts at this time, that we just move along and see where it might stand.
We'll come back to it.
Sure.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Next up, Counselor Advisory Committee nominations. We have 17 here this evening, Council. So we're going to do one by one. I'll give you the amount of members needed and alternates, and we'll look for nominations and we'll go from there. So the first one up, we'll do Accessibility Advisory Committee. We need one council member and an alternate. So I'm going to open it up to nominations for the Accessibility Advisory Committee. Anybody at all? You can nominate yourself if you're interested. Councillor Scott McLean.
Thank you, Mayor. I would recommend Councillor Remy.
Councillor Remy. Councillor Morton, you had your light on, or?
Councillor Francis.
Councillor Francis.
All
Yep.
right.
Councillor Morton. Paul Morton.
Kayla.
Second call for nominations. Third call nominations. All right, Councillor Remy, do you accept the nomination?
I do.
Councillor Francis, you accept the nomination?
I'll respectfully pull my name. I chaired that meeting first term, so I'll let someone else have an opportunity.
Councillor Leary Pinch, do you accept the nomination?
I do.
All right, so we do have two. We will go to another silent vote on that, guys. So we'll get you to vote, write the person's name down that you wish to have on that committee.
And the second will be.
And then the second will be the alternate. Congratulations, Councillor Remy. You are our member for accessibility, and Councillor Leary Pinch will have you as our alternate. All right, the next up is the audit committee, folks. Myself will sit on that committee as per policy, and we need two other members of council. I'll open up for nominations. Councillor Francis.
I would like to nominate Councillor Yanish.
Councillor Scott McLean.
I'd like to nominate Councillor Paul Wheaton.
Second call for nominations. Third call for nominations. Councillor Yanish, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, I do.
Councillor Whedon, do you accept the nomination? All right, congratulations, gentlemen. You are on the audit committee. Thank you very much. All right, next up, Annapolis Valley Regional Library Board. I need one council member and I need an alternate. I'll open it up for nominations. Councillor Morton. Bob.
Councillor Remy.
Second call nominations. Third call nominations. Counselor Remy, do you accept the nomination?
Yep.
All right, so I do need an alternate for that council. All right, Counselor Leary Pinch will be our alternate. All right, next up, Cogmagan Community Liaison Committee. I need one member of council to sit on that committee, and I need an alternate. I'll open it up for first round of nominations.
I'll
Counselor Remy,
nominate Counselor McLean.
second call for nominations. Counselor McLean,
I nominate Counselor Yanish.
third call nominations. Counselor Morton,
Counselor
Paul.
Whedon.
All right, Counselor Yanish, do you accept the nomination?
Thank you. I respectfully decline.
Counselor McLean, do you accept the nomination?
Thank you. I respectfully decline. I was part of that committee a couple of years ago in the first term council.
Counselor Whedon, do you accept the nomination?
I do accept the nomination. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. We do need an alternate for that committee, council. Somebody wishes to volunteer, we can take that, or Counselor Whedon. You got your light on, or? Oh,
Yes.
no.
I'll volunteer.
Counselor Smith. All right, Counselor Smith as our alternate. All right, Climate Action Committee. I need 3 members of council to sit on this committee. I'll open up for nominations. Climate Action, Counselor Morton, Paul.
Nominate Counselor Francis.
Second call for nomination. Climate Action Committee. Got a quiet group tonight. Counselor Francis,
I'll nominate Bonnie Smith.
Counselor Morton, Paul.
I'll nominate Counselor Ivy.
Third call for nominations. Counselor McLean.
I nominate Counselor Rupert Yanish.
All right. Counselor Francis, do you accept the nomination?
I do.
Counselor Smith, do you accept the nomination?
I do.
Counselor Ivy, do you accept the nomination?
I do.
Counselor Yanish, do you accept the nomination?
I respectfully decline.
All right. So we have our 3 for climate action. Counselor Francis, Counselor Smith, Bonnie Smith, and Counselor Ivy. Congratulations, folks. Last term I was saying McLean and McLean, and now it's Smith and Smith. So. All right, Davidson Lake Watershed. I need 1 member of council and I need an alternate. Open for nominations.
I'll nominate Counselor Smith. John Smith.
John Smith. Second call nominations, Counselor Ivy. No. Third call for nominations. Counselor Smith, you accept the nomination? All right, thank you very much. I do need an alternate if somebody wishes to volunteer.
Alternate.
All right, Counselor Paul Morton as the alternate. All right, thank you very much, everybody. Diverse and Inclusive Committee, Community Committee. I need 1 member of council and I need an alternate. First round for nominations. Counselor Morton.
Counselor Leary Pinch.
Leary Pinch. Second call nominations. Third call nominations. Counselor Leary Pinch, you accept the nomination?
I do.
Congratulations. We do need an alternate for that committee if somebody's wishing to volunteer.
I'll volunteer for that.
Counselor Ivy. Thank you very much. Fences and Arbitration Committee. I need a member of council. First call for nominations. Counselor Morton.
Now nominate Counselor McLean.
Second call nominations. Counselor Bob Morton.
Counselor Paul Whedon.
Third call nominations.
Counselor Francis.
All right, Counselor McLean, you accept the nomination?
Yes, I will accept the nomination.
Counselor Whedon, you accept the nomination.
I will respectfully decline.
Counselor Francis, you accept the nomination.
Sure, I'll accept.
All right, so we have two. We have Counselor McLean and Counselor Francis. On your paper again, folks, you're going to write down the number, the the name of the individual you believe should be on that committee. What's that? It's coming up. Congratulations, Counselor Francis.
That's a fun one.
Doesn't meet often, but when it does. All right, our next committee, folks, is the French Millbrook Falmouth Watershed that we need a member of council and alternate. Counselor Morton, first call nominations.
Counselor John Smith.
Counselor Smith, second call nominations. Third call nominations. Counselor Smith, you accept the nomination. Thank you very much. We need an alternate for that committee, folks.
I'll be the alternate.
That's Counselor Paul Morton. Thank you very much. All right, Hants County Residents for Senior Citizens, Lakeland Lodge. I need a member of council and an alternate.
I'll nominate Counselor
First-
Morton.
First call nominations, Counselor Morton. Second call nominations. Third call nominations. Counselor Morton, Paul, accept the nomination. Thank you very much. Congratulations. We do need an alternate for that committee as well, folks. If somebody wishes to volunteer. Counselor Leary Pinch. Okay, Counselor Leary Pinch as an alternate. Thank you very much. Highway 101 Community Liaison Committee. I need two members of council. First call for nominations.
I nominate Counselor McLean.
Second call for nominations.
I'll nominate Counselor Bonnie Smith.
Third call for nominations. Counselor McLean.
I'll nominate Counselor Jim Ivy.
Counselor Whedon. No, no. All right. Counselor McLean, do you accept the nomination?
I'll accept the nomination.
Counselor Smith, Bonnie, you accept the nomination. Counselor Ivy, accept the nomination.
I'll respectfully decline. Thank you. Thank you for the
Right.
nomination.
Congratulations, Counselor Bonnie Smith and Counselor McLean. Highway 101 Community Liaison Committee. Mill Lake Watershed. I need a member of council and an alternate. Counselor Morton.
Counselor John Smith.
Second call nominations. Third call for nominations. Counselor Smith, accept the nomination. You accept? Thank you very much. I do need an alternate for that.
Alternate.
Counselor Morton, Paul Morton. All right, Planning Heritage Advisory, PAC, HAC. I need three members of council. First call for nominations. Counselor Morton.
Counselor Leary Pinch.
Second call for nominations. Counselor McLean.
I nominate Counselor Jim Ivy.
Third call for nominations. Counselor Morton.
Can you nominate two?
Yep.
Nominate Counselor Bobby Morton and the mayor.
All right. Counselor Leary Pinch, do you accept the nomination for PACHAC? Counselor Ivy, you accept the nomination?
I do.
Counselor Morton Bob, you accept the nomination?
Sure.
And myself, I'll accept as well. So we will put that one to a vote. So you're gonna vote, you're gonna write 3 names down on your piece of paper, folks. Counselor Leary Pinch, Counselor Ivy, Counselor Bob Morton, or myself, 3 of the 4.
Want calculator? Special things. We should get our own boat. Run all the water. I'm going to call Debbie Francis, our returning officer. No, we didn't have to, just kidding. Okay, those are the 3 names that had the most votes.
All right, congratulations, Counselor Leary Pinch, Counselor Ivy, and myself for Planning Heritage Area, Planning and Heritage Advisory Committee. All right, next up, Police Advisory Board. We need 2 members of council. First call for nominations, Counselor Francis.
I'll nominate Paul Morton. Counselor Morton.
Counselor Bob Morton.
John Smith. Counselor John Smith.
Counselor Ivy.
I'll nominate Counselor Scott McLean.
Second call for nominations, Counselor Francis.
I'm going to nominate Counselor Yanish.
Third call for nominations. Counselor Morton, you accept the nomination.
I do.
Counselor John Smith, you accept the nomination. Counselor Scott McLean, you accept the nomination.
I'll respectfully decline.
Counselor Yanish, you accept the nomination. All right, folks, we have 3 for the Police Advisory Board. We're gonna get you to write 2 names down that you feel should be on that committee. The nominees are Counselor Paul Morton, Counselor John Smith, and Counselor Yanish.
My uncle's running, so I'm home watching.
If it's a blowout, we'll know tonight. If it's not, it'll be weeks.
Months. He's already saying it's
Mhm.
scandalous. He's already calling him dates. Got cheated. Well, me, I've been out. Robbie's running.
And the suspense builds again. And we have the results.
Not telling you jokes again, eh?
Not this time. All right, we have Counselor Paul Morton and Counselor Yanish on Police Advisory. Congratulations, guys. All right, next up, Valley Community Fiber Network, VCFN. We need one member of council and one alternate. So I'll open up for first call nominations. Counselor Paul Morton.
I'll nominate Counselor Ivy.
Okay, second call for nominations, VCFN. Counselor Scott McLean.
I'll nominate Counselor Remy.
Third call for nominations, VCFN, Valley Community Fiber Network. Counselor Remy.
I'll nominate Jim Ivy or Counselor Ivy.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so already been nominated.
Oh, sh-
All right, so Counselor Ivy, you accept the nomination.
You know, I've sat on that for a lot of years, and so I'll respectfully decline on that. Thank
Okay.
you.
Counselor Remy, accept the nomination.
Sure. Yes.
Perfect. Thank you very much. We do need an alternate. Counselor Ivy, you accepting the alternate? You're
I'll
okay?
accept the alternate. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. All right, next up, Valley Regional Enterprise Network, Valley Ren. I need a member of council and an alternate. Open for nominations. Counselor Morton.
I'll nominate Counselor Bobby Morton.
Counselor Morton. Bob.
Counselor Remy.
Second call nominations. Third call for nominations. Counselor Morton, Bob, do you accept the nomination?
I respectfully decline. Thank you for the nomination, though. Thank you.
Counselor Remy, do you accept the nomination? You've been popular tonight.
Sure.
All right, thank you very much. Counselor Morton, Bob, do you accept the alternate position? All right, thank you very much, guys. Region 6, I need a member of council and an alternate. Open up for nominations. Counselor Bob Morton.
Counselor McLean.
Second call for nominations, Region 6. Counselor Paul Morton.
Counselor Whedon.
Third call for nominations for Region 6. Counselor Yanish.
Bonnie Smith.
All right, Northern Lights. Counselor McLean, do you accept nomination?
I'll accept the nomination.
Counselor Whedon, do you accept the nomination?
I'll accept the nomination.
Counselor Smith, Bonnie, do you accept?
I respectfully decline.
All right, folks, we do have two names. We need one member of council. So on your piece of paper there, you're gonna write the member's name down that you believe should be on that committee. We have Counselor Scott McLean and Counselor Whedon. That's it. Congratulations, Counselor McLean, Region 6. Counselor Whedon, do you accept the alternate?
I accept the alternate. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. That concludes committee appointments, council. If I can have a motion of council to destroy those ballots. Moved by Counselor Paul Morton,
Second.
seconded by Counselor Yanish. All those in favor signify by hands up. Opposed, motion's passed. Thank you very much, CIO. Next up, Citizen Advisory Committee recommendations and appointments. We do have a report we'll put up on the screen there. Clerk Snare.
Thank you, through you, your worship. This evening, we'll be looking at appointing three committee appointments for citizen members. We're looking at making appointments to the Planning and Heritage Advisory Committee, as well as the Climate Action Committee and the Police Advisory Board Committee. The remaining committee advisory committees will be presented at a future meeting date. So this evening, before you are the recommendations, and can answer any questions if you have any.
Thank you very much, Clerk Snare. We do have the first recommendation up there for Planning and Heritage Advisory Committee Council. Somebody wishes to make that. We can have discussion, comments, debate, or questions. Counselor Morton, Paul.
Move the council appoint the following resident members to the Planning and Heritage Advisory Committee for the 2024 through 26 term. November 1st, 2024 to October 31st, 2026. Michael Bourgeois, West Hants. KJ, West Hants. Mark Keogh, West Hants. Jane Davis, Hantsport. Tim Carr, Hantsport. Paul Beasley, Windsor. And Gildo Ferlani, Windsor.
Moved by Counselor Morton. Paul, is there a seconder?
Second.
Seconded by Counselor Morton. Bob. For the discussion, questions?
Question.
Question has been called. All those in favor signify by hands up. Opposed. Motion is passed. Thank you very much, everybody. We do have a next recommendation for Climate Action Committee, I believe. Yep. If somebody wishes to make that, we can have discussion. Counselor Francis.
The council appoint the following resident member to the Climate Action Committee for the 2024-2026 term, November 1st, 2024, October 31st, 2026. Brenda Perks.
Moved by Counselor Francis.
Second.
Seconded by Counselor Morton. Paul. Further discussion, questions? Question has been called. All those in favor signify by hands up. Opposed. Motion is passed. Thank you very much, everybody. And we do have a third recommendation up on the screen there. Police Advisory Board. If somebody wishes to make that, we can. Counselor Morton.
Move the council appoint the following resident members to the Police Advisory Board Committee for the 2024 through 2026 term. November 1st, 2024 to October 31st, 2026. Gildo Ferlani and Jamie Juto.
Moved by Counselor Morton.
Seconded.
Seconded by Counselor Leary Pinch. For the discussion. Question's been called. All those in favor signify by hands up. Opposed, motion is passed. Thank you very much, everybody. All right, December meeting dates. We're trying to set outside of our regular schedule.
Through you, your worship. Typically council sets December meeting dates a bit early because of the holidays. So I'm just looking for your recommendation on which meeting dates you'd like to have for committee of the whole and council. The first Tuesday in December would be December the 3rd. The second Tuesday, of course, is the 10th. Then we go to the 17th and then the 24th.
Historically, council, we've done the first and second weeks of December to run the most efficient and avoid the holiday season. If we run into the 17th, that leaves us a couple of days before Christmas. Some may not be available for that date, or some may. The 3rd and the 10th would be what I would put forward, but open for discussion for the council. Councilor Morton,
3rd and 10th works for me.
you want to make that motion, or?
We got a motion on the 3rd of December, we'll have committee of the whole, and on the 10th of December be council.
All right,
Second.
seconded by the other Councilor Morton. Any discussion further? Question's been called. All in favor signify by hands up. Opposed, motion's passed. Thank you very much. Our next meeting date will be Tuesday of next week at 6 p.m. for a regular scheduled committee of the whole. I'll look for a motion to adjourn. Moved by Councilor Paul Morton, seconder. Seconded by Councilor Yanish. Before I do get to that, I'm gonna look around because we still haven't done the deputy mayor. I don't know if it's gonna change or not at this point. We can leave it till committee of the whole next week if people want a little bit of time to think about it more. I'll leave it up to some nods of heads. Councilor Ivy.
If I might suggest, it may not change, but we're all here now. And to afford the individual that would be successful in this position, the opportunity to be able to prepare for the meeting, we may take another shot at it again because we're here. See what happens, just to see what happens around the table.
I'll look for some nods of heads if anybody's having a second thought or everybody's nodding. All right, so we're gonna just hold off on that motion. I'll get back to it, but you all have your pieces of paper. Our two nominees are Councilor Bob Morton and Councilor Francis. You're going to write the name of the person you believe should be in that position, and we'll put it to a vote.
This is a good test for the group. As you're suggesting, you continue to reflect on that one way or the other. I don't know that I would suggest the drawing of names, but we're kind of outside of the territory of how we break a tie. Obviously, at some point we need to break a tie and we need to figure that out. But our policy doesn't really speak to in the event of deputy mayor. I suggest there's a little bit more lenience when we're picking the library board. There's no remuneration. Yes, there's a responsibility, but arguably not to the same level of the deputy mayor. So we can continue to reflect on this a little bit, if you like, to see if anything might change, or we could, with the permission of council, devise a way of breaking the tie, which is probably flipping a coin, drawing a name. But if we're not comfortable with that, then I would suggest we just continue to reflect and take another crack at it.
I'm going to give both nominees an opportunity to actually speak to council on why they believe they should be deputy mayor. And I'm going to give you some time at this point. So I'll give it to Councillor Morton.
Yeah, thank you, Worship. I've been around the table for 4.5 years. So it's been a great time. Got to know many of you and the new counselors. I have a relationship with all of them as well. So certainly believe I can work well with all of you. We have for the past 4.5 years. We've accomplished a lot of things together. I've learned a lot, have a lot more to learn. I'm sure, and I'm willing to learn that. Love the responsibility, love to take that on, love the opportunity to take that on. And again, certainly willing to work with everybody and learn as we go. So not going to sit here and tell you that, hey, I'm going to be the best deputy mayor there ever was. Nobody can tell you that, but I'm certainly here to try, willing to try, and would love the opportunity. So if you choose me, thank you. If you choose Debbie, you've chosen a good person as well. So either or.
Thank you very much. Councillor Francis.
Thank you, Mayor. I was honored to think I was nominated. I've been a counselor here for 8 years. I've represented a fair bit of West Hants and from the first 3 terms, going from Brooklyn over to now out to Mill Section. I've chaired meetings. I come prepared. I read my agenda packages. I'm respectful, and I would love to be deputy mayor now that my name has been brought forward. I think there has never been a deputy mayor, a woman. And I think for us, for diversity, it sets an example moving forward. And I'll work hard for everybody and with everybody. And it's not just us around the table, it's our residents and staff as well. So I would really like to have the opportunity and hope you would support me again.
All right. Thank you very much. Both were pretty compelling. Shall we?
Yeah.
I think we shall put to I don't know, both gave a pretty good argument there. We'll see if one has won over somebody new or somebody has a change of heart. So we're going to put it to a vote one more time. And if we can't break this tie, then we'll have to bring it back to committee to whole and see how we proceed from there. So you're going to write the name of the individual that you believe should be deputy mayor.
So we have a tie again. However, we've had a reflection on our policy. So if I could, your worship. So Deanna's going to read the piece on the policy when we have a tie. So, but to stage it up, I hope council feels comfortable. We've had 3 or 4 rounds and we've tied. So I think that's the key when we hear what Deanna has to say with what we are to do with the deputy mayor's position when there is a tie. So if we had, quite frankly, had a different outcome in one of the later votes, then we're kind of scratching our head here because we didn't follow policy. So we're happy to say we continue to have a tie. Well, not happy, but we have a means to get there. Deanna.
So through you, CAO, section 6.1I of our meeting and committee procedural policy states that if there is not a winner by majority and there are only 2 nominees, the deputy mayor will be determined by a draw by the clerk or designated staff member.
So that's in our policy. And again, other than making you go through those 3 additional rounds, which we apologize, we do have the outcome, or we have the opportunity for an outcome. In the presence of both Vanessa and Deanna, I put both names in here. Okay, so we have each candidate. For your assurance, they're both on the same piece of paper, the same type of paper, and I folded them to the same degree. So the clerk is to my left. I'll give it a little shake. Oh. So this would be the deputy mayor. It's okay, I just need one. Okay, there's one. I'll leave you with that one. And this would be your deputy mayor.
Congratulations, Councillor Francis, Deputy Mayor. Can we pull the other one out just to, not that we don't trust anybody there, but you can just show it around. Yep. All right, if I can have a motion to destroy those ballots, council, moved by Councillor Morton, seconded by Councillor Leary Pinch. All those in favor signify by hands up. Oppose, motion is passed. Thank you very much. So our next meeting date is next week, Tuesday. Motion has been made to adjourn. All those in favor signify by hands up. Opposed, motion is passed. Thank you very much. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for watching. We're